Okay, well, good morning. We've just got our we've just requested our clearance to Canberra IFR. We're flying down to Canberra this morning and then on to Melbourne, Moorabbin. We have got quite a lot of weather to contend with today, so I'll bring up the weather radars and have a look at that en route. But first leg is Bankstown, Canberra, hopefully fairly uneventful. A little bit of weather in Canberra actually, wind and storms. We'll have a look at that on the way. So yeah, so we're going to pick up a passenger from Canberra and fly him down to Moorabbin in Melbourne. He's got some got to go down there for work, and so we're just doing a cost-sharing flight where we basically pay half the flight each. We're just doing it under Part 91 for those who understand, and it's just a private flight where we just share the cost of the flight because we both enjoy flying. Okay, holding point Alpha 829 Centre.
262, clearance available.
X-ray 62, go ahead.
X-ray 62, cleared to Canberra via Pegsu, flight plan route. Bankstown 9 departure. Climb via the SID to 3000 and squawk 4344.
Clear to Canberra via Pegsu, planned route, Bankstown 9 departure. Climb via SID 3000, squawk 4344, X-ray 62.
62, tower when you're ready.
Bankstown, tower, good morning, X-ray 62, Alpha 8, ready.
X-ray 62, report passing 1500, runway center, clear for takeoff.
Runway center, clear for takeoff, we'll go X-ray 62.
Okay, Whiskey Mike.
Okay, we'll have a look at this weather. We're clear for takeoff, so landing lights on, pump left, pump right, pitot heat, flaps are set. We've got a timer going, we've got our transponder set, stall heat fails normal, parking brakes released, clear left, clear right. It's a nice morning in Bankstown, but you can definitely see the weather down there. And we're going to be experiencing a lot of that weather today, and we'll have a chat about that. Okay, let's go full power is set, 98% on both, and 2280, 50 cross checked, everything's green.
When you're ready, contact now.
There's 78, tap the brakes, positive brake, gear up. There's 300, clear of obstacles, positive rate. X-ray 62 passing 1500.
262, contact Sydney departures 118.4.
Departures on 1184, X-ray 62. Sydney departures to get a X-ray 62, Bankstown 9 departure passing 1900 for 3000.
X-ray 62 departures, morning, identify, climb via SID to 5000, passing 3000, you clear direct Pegsu.
Climb via SID 5000, passing 3000, clear direct Pegsu, X-ray 62. Alright, yep, weather looks pretty rubbish down there. We're really going to be testing the satellite weather today and the weather radar. Pretty strong winds expected all the way, over 50 to 60 knots. Flight plan, Pegsu, direct, enter, nav mode. Pegsu, GPS is green, turning left. Come on. It's taking its time. Yeah, you can see quite a bit of weather. I can see quite a bit of weather out the window. Let's see how this goes. $4,000 for 5,000. Okay.
X-ray 62, contact departures 129.7.
Departures on 129.7, X-ray 62. Sydney departures, X-ray 62 passing 4,500 for 5,000 inbound Pegsu.
X-ray 62 departures.
Okay. Wow, it's really having to correct for this wind. Look at that. It overshot it. The autopilot doesn't often do that by so much. Once we've got a little bit of speed on us, we'll back the power off a bit. Take it easy today. We need to really have lots of capacity to really be watching what's going on with the weather and making adjustments. So you can see, if I turn this on, okay, that's recording now. So that's our route down to Canberra, and you can see there's quite a bit of weather all around Canberra, and it's moving across Canberra. So, you know, we are expecting to be encountering a fair bit of rain as we come into Canberra. Weather data link And what we'll do, we'll go menu, next data request. Right, present position Canberra, 300 miles, might as well just leave that. Waypoint, 100 miles wide. Update rate I'm going to want pretty often, every 10 minutes. Send request. We'll just back that power off a little bit now. Conserve a bit of fuel, 88. We're a bit early, running a little bit early, so back it off, 85% say. Right, we're getting the weather coming through, so we'll deal with that in a minute. Probably the next thing is let's have a look at the flight plan. After Pegsu, just go straight to Canberra, so we'll go Exeter and add the intermediate waypoints, otherwise we'll skip Bungo. We might as well expect a Bungo arrival, so we can go procedure, select arrival, Bungo 5 Alpha, Victor's the visual, so it's probably not visual there today, so Bungo 5 Alpha, runway 35 is expected based on my reading of the wind previously. So let's just load that in, and we'll also procedure, I'm also going to anticipate the ILS, select approach, ILS Zulu, runway 35, and I believe, let's have a look at the Bungo 5 Alpha, that brings us into Menzie. Cross Menzie and then track via the ILS. Okay, 35, so Menzie looks like the one we want. Initial approach fix is Menzie. Minimums would be on, and for the ILS Zulu, runway 35 Canberra, the minimum is not on this chart, it's on another chart, which is a bit annoying. This is the minimums chart. So we've got ILS Zulu, 35 landing minimums, straight in landing ILS, missed approach climb gradient is 4.4, actual aero QNH we expect, so 2070, which is 200 feet above the ground. Two zero seven zero. So let's load that. Okay. So what we've done, we've loaded the star, which is the Bungo 5 Alpha arrival, and we've loaded the ILS. And the reason we've done that is just because that's probably what we'll get, and we're just ahead of the game. Everything looks pretty normal there. So fuel flow, fuels are on, and fuel pumps are off. Radios are set, engine temps and pressures are in the green, DI and compass, 180, 191, there you go. Altitude.
62, climb 8,000.
Climb 8,000, X-ray 62. 8,000, flight level change, nose up, just increase climb power. There we go, climb power set. Canberra, we should have, oh okay, remaining fuel 69.8, so say 70 gallons over destination. We'll see how it looks when we get down there. We can always refuel at Canberra. Basically, I need to carry inters today into Moorabbin. We've got tempos and inters. The tempos should have passed by the time we get there. But the inters won't have passed. So we need to carry 30-minute holding fuel for inters. It's not too bad here at the moment, but the map doesn't show it too bad here. So this yellow stuff's coming down. Let's have a look at what the weather radar's picking up. Yeah, there we go. So this is the satellite weather. So quite a lot of cloud. And I believe that's generally higher level cloud. We've got a fair bit of weather off to the right, of course. When we get around Bungo and start to come in from Bungo, we start to get... I'll put this video on. Okay, so we're in the climb. Just back that power off on the left a little bit. There we go. And you can see that's the weather that we're dealing with coming into Canberra. So from about Bungo, we start to get a fair bit of weather. We can head over here and have a look. And yeah, it's a fair bit of rain around, fair bit of yellow. Not ideal. The Met are currently at Canberra there. Let's hover over that. So what do we got? 200, so 20 minutes ago. Auto 340, 13 knots. That really confirms runway 35, which is what I was hoping for. Good visibility, broken at 6,200, 7,900 overcast. Looks okay, looks okay. All right. All right, we're at 8,000. We're not in the cloud. We're approaching Pegsu, and we'll make a right turn. The problem with is the iPad, weather on the iPad is that it sort of comes and goes depending on mobile phone coverage, which can be a bit stressful if you're in the middle of a thunderstorm sort of area and it's not updating and it's, you know, oh my goodness, you know, I'm not getting the weather. Try that. So, you know, that's not ideal, but to be able to pull up your map.
5808, climb 5280.
I mean, I've got the map showing down here. I can see the weather around me. It's just so good to be able to just see what's going on. Fair bit of weather to the right. What's going to happen is that's moving across. You can see the wind. I mean, we've got some fairly strong winds. Let's get rid of that. So we've got some 34 knot winds pushing this weather across. At least at this level, it's going to be stronger, even higher. And so that weather's been pushed along fairly rapidly. And it's basically going to pass over. So we're going to get this weather passing over our track and over Canberra right about the time that we're arriving. So what we're trying to do is ideally get in just before the weather, wait for the majority of it to sort of pass over, and then get out sort of on the tail end of it. And what I'm hoping to do is sort of probably go maybe 20 miles, 30 miles even, ride a track down to Moorabbin. And just be behind it all, and then sort of resume track once we're clear of it. There's also let's have a look at the weather for Canberra on the so the METAR we checked. If we have a look at, we got the ATIS on here as well. So 35, it's confirmed. Wind 320.
Right, heading 150, maintain
8 knots. Okay. That all looks pretty good. Let's have a look at the TAF. The TAF's horrendous for here and Moorabbin today. It's complicated, full of stuff. It decodes it for you down here, which is probably worth just having a first glance at. So from 8 AM, which is pretty much local time, which is half an hour from now, marginal VFR 310, 14 knots, scattered at 1,500, broken at 3,000, light rain through to 10 o'clock. That's okay. At 10 o'clock it gets substantially worse in terms of the wind, so 18 to 32 knots, so we want to get out of there before 10 o'clock, which is our plan, so that's fine. But the main thing from 10 o'clock is strong gusty winds, 18 sort of gusting up to 32 knots. And that carries through for the rest of the day until 6 PM. So get out of there before 10 is a key, but not too early that we're taking off straight into the storm that's passing over. So that's the goal. Now there are enters and tempos which do come up down here. So from 8 AM we've got IFR.
X-ray 62, connection center 121.2, control services terminate.
121.2, control service terminate, X-ray 62. 1.2. Melbourne Centre, g'day, X-ray 62, maintaining 8,000.
X-ray 62, Melbourne Centre, g'day, the area QNH is 1010. Are you hoping to do the star into Canberra?
Happy to do the star into Canberra and the ILS if that's available.
X-ray 62, roger, I'll let you know.
X-ray 62, thanks. 1010 set, times 2. So yeah, from 8 AM we're looking into IFR conditions, variable 25 to 35 knots, not great, broken at 500 feet, scattered at 4,000. We got moderate rain, thunderstorms, cumulonimbus, 30% probability. So we've got a 30% prob that we've got these fairly unpleasant IFR conditions. So look, I think what I'll do is if the weather turns out like that, and the winds are gusting and we've got really low ceilings, I mean we are doing the ILS which gets us down to 200 feet.
Now, Charlie. Gets
us down to 200 feet. But I think we can just hold. We can just hold away from the storm and wait for those conditions to improve and then just refuel on the ground. That's probably what I would do. Fuel over destination has not improved dramatically. We're still getting 63 gallons over destination as opposed to 69. We're burning about 8.5 a side, which is less than what we planned. We planned 9.1, so that's sort of interesting. Let's have a look at why that might be. I think that'll be actually because I've got going into Canberra and then coming back out for the arrival. So if I get rid of Canberra here, I won't do it yet, but there's a better view. Canberra, 72 gallons. So if I fly straight to Canberra, I've got 72 gallons, which is more than the plan of 69. That makes sense. It's always good to question this stuff. You know, I'm saying 63 gallons, I'm going, that's 7 gallons less than what I'd planned. I had full fuel. I spent very little time on the ground, less than my normal taxi allowance. Why would I have 63 gallons fuel over destination? You've got to question this stuff, and then you look at it and go, oh, the reason is because I've loaded an arrival from Bungo, I've loaded an approach, and but I originally had the plan just straight to Canberra. So what the plan has done is it's gone into Canberra, and then it's coming back out to Bungo to do the star and the ILS. So it's basically got all that extra distance in there, and that's why it's showing as
X-ray 62 Centre.
X-ray 62.
X-ray 62, Canberra have advised you're looking like number one in the sequence at the moment, but if you want the ILS, they won't be able to get you in first, and there'll be at least a 10-minute delay for the ILS advice.
Copy that. Will I still be doing the star?
X-ray 62, no, that'll be for a visual right base runway 30 if you don't want the star.
Okay, I'm happy with that for now. I guess we'll see what happens with the weather and change if needed, but let's plan on that for now.
X-ray 62, understood.
Right base 30 visual. Alright, so we're looking at a right base 30 visual for Canberra. That's interesting. Thought with all this weather that wouldn't really be feasible, but let's see what happens. Let's get set up for Canberra. So Canberra on COM to standby. Okay, so I've just been told that if I'm happy to take a visual approach into Canberra, then I'm number one. So I suppose I'll take that for now. If I start to hit weather, which is all out there, I can see it, then what we'll do is we'll change the plan and we'll request the ILS, and probably we'll just go to vectors for the ILS, I guess, because I may not be able to resume, pick up the star from that point. So what all that means is that the plan I've originally got in here, which is direct Canberra, still stands. Bungo, direct Canberra, that all still stands. And then we just descend, and what we'll do is we'll put an altitude in there for Canberra. So let's pull up the chart for Canberra. I'll use the ILS chart anyway. Airport elevation is 1900, so let's put 2900 with circuit height. 1900 goes to 2900, so that puts me at 1,000 feet at Canberra, and that gives me a top of descent in 16 minutes. So maybe we will get in based on the weather that we're seeing out the window at the moment. Do we think for the next 15, 16 minutes it's going to remain like this? If so, I'm visual and I can probably get in visually. That'll be faster than going all the way around for the Bungo and the ILS, and so we'll get on the ground faster. As is on the ground by 8 o'clock local time. Pretty cool. Let's run through the descent checks now. So checklist. Landing data is received, Charlie. Altimeter is set.
Maria at 31. Tracking 178.
ComNav FMS is set for landing. We're not using the ILS. We're not using the star. We're set up for those if we need them. We're visually out the window. The storm's coming. Hopefully getting in before them. Safety harnesses, adjustable backrest.
India, apologies, 7173.
Not yet. Parking brake. Brake pressure is good. Parking brake's released. Gear fire test is good. Radar trim's reset.
Qantas 152, contact centre 135.3.
Fuel selectors are on.
135.3, Qantas
And
152.
right pump, left pump.
Stations Wangaratta, Specie is available.
I think we're going to hear a lot of species today. And X-ray 62 visual.
X-ray 62, thank you.
All right, we've got visual approach. I just wanted to clear this cloud. Just let them know we're visual. We're visual. Quite a bit of weather around, had a bit of rain. I can see quite a lot of rain over there actually. So we may or may not be able to stay visual. Actually looks not ideal straight ahead. Let's see what happens here. What do we got? Specie Canberra. We've got 16 gusting to 27 knots, 340. That's going to be off to my right. So it's a right crosswind. Showers of rain, light rain, broken 9.3, overcast. Scattered at 7.993. So some high level clouds, 7.993 and 10.5 is the overcast layer. So I've planned down to Melbourne at 12,000, so hopefully we get on top of that. But we'll see. 1011. So it's all aligning. It looks like we've got some weather straight ahead. That could be a bit delayed, but it does look like there's weather ahead. So I suspect we're going to enter some rain. We need to make sure we stay visual. If we don't remain visual, we find ourselves not visual, I'll let him know we've entered IMC, and he'll then probably have to vector me for the ILS, because we're not on any other approach, and if we lose visual, how do we get visual again without an approach? We're at 7,000 now, and severe turbulence kicked in from 7,000 down, so I'm looking forward to that. Nothing more I love than some severe turbulence.
X-ray 62, descend to 6,000.
Descend 6,000, X-ray 62. Right, 6,000 bugged, down we go. 30, runway's that way, so we're going to be doing a right base. We're pretty much on a right base right now. We might have to manoeuvre a little bit to the left, but we're on a direction which is the right base. Just slow it down, don't want to be in the yellow hitting severe turbulence. Right, we're in the severe turbulence area now. That's what this whole red area is. Severe turbulence, stationary, no change, surface to 7,000. So let's see what happens here. Sometimes it's like this, even though severe turbulence is forecast. And then sometimes it's just absolutely horrendous. So I'm not going to take anything for granted here. It could just change suddenly.
X-ray 62, descend to 5,000.
Descend 5,000, X-ray 62. Right, 6.3, going down to 5. We're not yet at our top of descent, so we're descending early, which is fine. We've got to come over these hills. And yeah, you can see sort of showery weather around. I can see showers over there. See how we go here. It's exciting. It is exciting. This is Lake George that we're flying over. Got water in it. Quite a lot of water in it. 5.9 for 5,000. Descent checks complete. Got gear and flap to go. We'll do those on base, since we're coming in for a right base. Landing lights, pumps are on. Pitot heat stays on.
X-ray 62, do you have the field in sight?
Stand by, X-ray 62. Field in sight, 13 miles, I believe. Not yet, X-ray 62.
X-ray 62, no, it's descend to 4,000 visual.
Descend 4,000 visual, X-ray 62. Not going to say I've got the field inside if I don't. I think it's down there. 10 miles. Okay, I think that's it there.
X-ray 62, when you're ready, track for right base runway 30 and cleared visual approach.
Right base for runway 30, visual, X-ray 62. A lot of rain
X-ray 62, just confirming you do have the field in sight now.
I don't actually have the field in sight yet. I'm in a bit of showers here. I am visual, but I don't have the field yet. X-ray 62.
X-ray 62, would you prefer vectors for the right base?
Yeah, please, X-ray 62.
X-ray 62, turn left heading 190, visual.
Left heading 190, visual, X-ray 62. Okay. We're 4 miles out. And what I'm going to do now is just go to OBS mode on Canberra and put that on the runway heading for situational awareness. 300. Okay, where are you? Okay. Alright, there's
X-ray 62, right heading 210, visual track adjust, sorry.
right 210, X-ray 62. Okay, yeah, I've got one of the runways there.
To the fields, presently 3 miles, you're 2 o'clock.
3 miles, 2 o'clock, X-ray 62. Okay, got it. And X-ray 62 is visual now with the runway.
X-ray 62, thanks. Own navigation for right base, runway 30, cleared visual approach.
Own navigation, right base, 30, cleared visual approach, X-ray 62. Okay,
X-ray 62, contact tower 1187, see ya.
Tower 118.7, X-ray 62, see ya, thanks. Canberra Tower, X-ray 62 is on the right base for 30 visual.
X-ray 62, Canberra Tower, g'day.
Alright, I'm going to get the autopilot off now. I got the runway there, 30, that makes sense. We're now 37, that's 192939, so we're 2,000 feet over. We're quite high, so I'm going to bring it down. Got a car on the runway. I'll just keep that descent going. 3 green, no red. Flaps set for takeoff. Let's get the flaps for landing now. Speed is less than 119. Not clear to land yet.
X-ray 62, be advised you'll be parking on the Fairburn side, runway 30, clear to land.
Runway 30, clear to land and parking Fairburn side, X-ray 62. Okay, so that's a problem. Because I told him, anyway, I told my my passenger that I'd pick him up from gate 5. That's now not happening. Fairburn side. Okay, I can feel that wind from the right. Flight director off. Okay, clear to land. Runway's clear, we're high. That's quite a strong crosswind actually. That's huge. Gonna need a lot of left rudder and right aileron for this landing. Speed's good, coming back to blue line. 3 green, no red, flaps landing. Heels on the floor.
Minimums.
Okay, coming up with Pappy now. Lots of left rudder.